Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. Time for our NBA 3-pack here from Ramon Scott. You'll find us premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. Of course, he's put great performance over at on the site here. Check him out over the last 30 days. 1,071 units of profit, all sports combined, including NBA. And on the profit side, bring him right now. Ramon, what's happening?
Yeah, Tony, 3-0 on the NBA video picks, so you decided to have me back.
That's right, absolutely. Great job on the video picks. Great job on the premium picks here. Ramon showing another winning day
Yeah,
here
winning day. Yep.
on the site. So we're ready to roll here with NBA as we get started here with our NBA 3-pack. We get started here with Lakers and Wizards. Lakers 13 on the road. We see the total 234.5.
Yeah, and if anything, I think some of the picks that we're having here on the video and in some of the premiums, they're going to be, uh, I don't maybe not the ones that make sense, Tony, but that's what's happening right now in the NBA as we kind of play it down here last couple of weeks and get ready for the postseason, right, with all the teams kind of shaking down a little bit. Lakers, of course, played last night in Toronto and were able to get a 128 to 111 victory for Washington. They lost at home to Milwaukee, 117-113. So, pretty big number here, 234. You see both, I don't know, I guess if you kind of add it up last night, ends up right around here. But I'm going to look at this as if with the Lakers having to come out of Toronto and head down to Washington, and Washington, with at least playing at home. Lakers, look, Tony, those stars, they'll end up on the injury report. It's just that when you're in Toronto, you know how it goes. You know how it works. You got a report, got to be to the media. Then it's going to come out. Those guys will be on that injury report. They're not on there right now. They might play. Lakers still might feel some pressure to get this done and make sure they stay in, but they're looking pretty cozy right now. So we'll see who's in, who's out after last night's game. But I'm going to kind of look ahead here and kind of weigh all the factors and go under 234. The trends would point to the over in this game, Tony. To be honest with you, but I'm trying to handicap the game here, sir, and I'm trying to weigh everything that I think is going to be happening here over the next 16 hours or so.
All right, well, Scott, click the link below for his best bets, Lakers and Wizards. The pick here will be under total of 234. All right, guys, make sure to use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off all Ramon's premium pick packages. All right, let's continue here on our NBA rundown as we ready for the next game. We go to the 8 o'clock Eastern time slot here. It will be involving Toronto and Minnesota, so we'll get to that game here in just a second. Here it is right here, Raptors, Timberwolves. Timberwolves now up to 15, total 216.
Yeah, more back-to-backers here on this one, Tony, with Toronto having just played the Lakers. Of course, they're on a losing streak right now, pretty bad. Tankapalooza losing streak. Minnesota won versus Houston last night in a real good game, real competitive. Took some work yesterday for Minnesota. Now, I think in this one for me, there is a little bit to this. Now, I know that Toronto's coming down to, coming over to play at Minnesota, but the series is pretty heavily favored in Toronto's favor. Now, it was a different Toronto, certainly, and it's a whole different Toronto situation, but I just think there's a little bit to the travel situation here with given these big points that the Timberwolves may be in a position that they will look a bit past Toronto in this scenario, Tony, and I'm going to grab 14.5 or 15 points here with Toronto, and we'll see what Minnesota's situation is tomorrow as well in a situation where they're a big, big favorite.
All right, Ron Scott, get his premium picks over at Tony'sPicks.com. You'll find the link in the description. Raptors and Timberwolves. The pick here will be on Toronto here, plus 15, plus 14.5. Do your line shopping, get the best number. All right, let's continue here on our NBA rundown as we're set to go here with the next game here on the sport. It'll be one of the late night games it will be the late night game on the schedule as we continue in through here. It will be this one here on ESPN, Cavaliers and Suns. Suns 5.5. We said total coming at 226.5.
Yeah, and Cleveland won last night at Utah. It's playing on the road at Utah and then coming down to Phoenix. Phoenix was off of a road trip. They had a road win at New Orleans last time out. They're not on a back-to-back, but they're coming back off of a road trip. We played some tough teams and played those two games, remember, in San Antonio. Anyways, Cleveland won last night, 129, 113. They got the money. Tony, Cleveland has done very well in this series. They've covered 4 of the last 5 meetings. They're not totally healthy yet, Tony, without Mitchell, but Garland right now is looking good. I think with Struess back in there, Mobley and Allen getting back, Cleveland has been overlooked over the last several weeks because they've been dealing with so many injuries. I guess they still are to a certain extent, but I'm just going to call for a close game here, Tony, with the Suns tonight. The Suns have been a little bit inconsistent as far as the bettors are concerned, it seems like to me. And right now, I'm not going to trust them here to lay any points. I'm going to take Cleveland here on the road on Wednesday night.
Ron Scott here with Cleveland and Suns. He likes Cleveland here at plus the 5.5. All right, let's take a look over at TonySpace.com for action here on Wednesday. Of course, Ramon put up great numbers in college hoops. You can see the number 6,920 units of profit. Last 30 days, 1,071 units, all sports combined, all documented. You can verify that over at Ramon's handicap page. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, we had Indiana State as a winner in the NIT. You should have saw the Seton Hall. That line move was pretty significant, man. That one was laid out right in front of me, and I couldn't even spell it out. But nonetheless, we did get our one play and winner on Tuesday night in the NIT. So we'll be in action on Wednesday in the NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball, folks. It's Wednesday. It's getaway day for most of these teams, given the way the schedule is unfolding here at the beginning of the season. So it's daytime baseball. We will have a package tomorrow. Everything was kind of, we did get our, full complement of plays in, Tony, but we kind of, man, the NBA, I really want to wait on some of those games. And you saw the big news tonight, with Embiid, a surprise. We waited. We knew it was coming. We just waited. We want to make sure. We went with Philly in that game, late steam. That's why we have that feature here at Tony'sPicks.com. It wasn't easy. Wasn't comfortable. They got the money, laying the small number. But those are the things that you've set this up for a reason, Tony, with this late steam feature. It was a big deal. Embiid made the difference tonight. So get with me on my packages. I'm totally transparent here on Tony'sPicks.com with the way we put in our picks, our records. I'd put up another winning day. These are the days that usually I just kind of hopefully get back a little bit to normal instead of the swings. Tony, that's when you're going up and down. But if you could just knock out winning days every day at this time of the year, this is where you really can do some damage. So we got big time action coming up. If you want to get the 3-day, the 7-day, the 30-day, of course, this weekend with NCAA Final Four action from Phoenix. And, of course, baseball first, wrapping up the first week here, getting into the second week of action, Tony. And, of course, we're trying to get through this regular season and into the postseason, but there's still a lot to be determined with our postseason team. So there still are some spots. They're going to come a little bit more sparingly, I would think, to be honest, Tony, in the final weeks in the NBA and NHL. But nonetheless, we're going to handicap the whole card and try to make sure all the information is come correct, as a great handicapper on your network says. And we'll be ready. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. Will be in action. Probably have a full daytime matinee tomorrow, Tony. 3 or 5 games, I'm sure, in the major leagues. We're starting to do pretty well again. We had some winners today in the majors, and actually a real good record if you throw out opening day. But we don't do that. We count it, but just want to make everybody clear that since opening day, we're on a winning streak of all the days. So pretty good run here at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. You got to go Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Great results in college hoops. Also, all sports combined last 3 days. 1,071 units of profit, so no better time to get on board with Ramon Scott. Click that link in the description, land on his profile page, and go ahead and get signed up here. As you can see, green across the screen for Ramon here, up with his premium picks. You can verify all these numbers when you go to his handicapper page. And of course, scroll up and down, you'll be able to find his pick offerings. And of course, the best values are those long-term passes. You can sign him up for a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day or 1 year all sports pass. You get all of his pre and plays for that time period. Select when you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. And of course, remember the promo code. You use that when you at checkout, and that will be Tony T at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. Again, click the link in the description. Get to Ramon's page. All right, Ramon also put together a 3-pack here from the N8 3-pack here from MLB. So guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, get those video pics from Ramon. Ramon, I'm Tony T. We'll talk with you guys later on.